Hi, I'm just going to try and do a very short introduction on how to use the NLT Helper. First thing you'll need to do is obviously go to GitHub and download the executable file, save it onto your computer, which I have already done, and I'll show you that. The next thing you'll need to do is make sure that next level timing is running. Please make sure that you're using at least version 4.6.0. If you don't use that, you will have trouble. After the next level timing is started, then you can start the NLT helper. So just click on that. You might get this warning for the first time. I haven't signed this, so you'll have to open it up. And you'll
NLT Helper.
see here that it pops up a command line for you to use. I'll just move this out of the way. Now you'll need to do a couple things on it first setup. So the first thing you'll do is, if you ever want to know what to do, you can obviously get a help. But the first thing you'll need to do is get the API key in there, and you'll find that under the settings, under the Neo timing, and you'll see this key here. Hit copy, paste it in, and then the other thing you'll need to do is put in the IP address. Now, this should be the local address, and again, you only need to do this once, but this is just so the two of them connected. And you should see that this says connecting to socket, NLT connected. So after that is done, you're ready to start setting up for your race day. Now, at the beginning of each race day, you should always go and clear the classes. Now, this is the first time it's running. You wouldn't actually need to do this, and then you can go and add in the classes. So add class, and we have two classes in our thing, micro, and you can always, and mini. Now, just on that, the class names have to be a single word. So just be aware of that. If you're writing something like two-wheel drive stock, it'll have to be 2WD underscore stock or something along that, or just to be aware of it. So once that's done, the next thing you can do, and you can add as many classes as you like, is you want to set up for your first race. So it's next race. I'm using the tab key if you're wondering how I'm opening things up quickly. And we want to do the micro race, and we want it to be heat 1. Right?
Micro class to line up for Heat 1.
And so you can actually, we have some extra audio in this for getting ready. So if we go to the dashboard and we go to set up the race, you can call it whatever you like. I've got a 1-minute testing race that I use. I just enable the demo thing so you can actually start seeing how that works. And then normally you would do your start race.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So you'll see that NLT Helper adds in a countdown timer. So we'll go through this just to show you how this will go.
Demo 7 has fastest lap of 8.11 seconds for micro class.
So that announcement happens for the class as a whole over the whole day. So the whole point of this is that if someone wants to know what their
Demo
fastest
6 has fastest lap of 8.10 seconds for micro class.
So it's just, again, it's in there.
Finish your last lap. In first, demo race number 1. In second, demo race number 6. In third, demo race number 7. In fourth, demo race number 4. In fifth, demo race number 2. In sixth, demo race number 5. In seventh, demo race number 3. Race complete.
Okay, so now that that's all in there, the whole idea at this point is that we might want to run the next class, in which case we would do next race, mini, heat 1. Now, let's say, for example, that you have lots of cars entering in your micro class. You split them into an A and a B group. All you do is you make sure you line up your first lot of cars, do the micro 1 heat for heat 1, and then you just repeat the command if you have a B class. And what that does is it means that it will calculate all of those different drivers all in one set of calculations if you wanted to do that. I won't do that here because the demo races unfortunately will start polluting some of the data. And then I could just run my mini class for heat 1.
Mini
Again,
class to line up for heat 1.
okay, go back to dashboard, set up a race, just the same thing, we'll speed through this.
10,
Race complete.
Okay, now that we have have 3 heats recorded against the micro, let's actually look at what our results are. Now, I'm going to show you the results and then show you how you can edit them as you want, as you need to. So let's go here in terms of how they calculate it. So let's look here. We'll go micro, and you'll see here that what we've got is who's received the most amount of points based on their positions and the different laps and times for their various heats. Now, it may be that your point system is different than mine. The default point system is, 10 points for first place, 8 points for second, 7 points for third, and so on. But you might want something different. So you can actually write in here points. I want 20 points for first, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, whatever you particularly want. This is just an example. You can use hundreds of points or points in the hundreds or whatever. Anyway, so this goes in here. If I do this, this is saved at a permanent basis, and I can rerun the results, and you'll see the results are based on the amount of points. Now you can see the demo 2 is received, nearly got first place in every time. But let's say, for example, we we want to drop the worst heat from these results in terms of points. So if I do drop heats, that's how many heats of worst heats you want to drop, right? And if I do that, you can now see the results is based on the 2 best heats. Now, in this case, you'll see that even here, it's because we've dropped it, you'll see that demo 1 and demo 6 have actually switched positions. So it does matter. Now, if, for example, you'll see up here in the first one, you'll see that demo 1 and demo 6 both have 48 points. It is then based on the best heat, ordering by the best heat over the 3 heats, best times over the 3 heats, between the two or 2 or more that have the same set of points. So that should give you your standings. Now from there, obviously, you can run your finals just like you do now, but at least you've now got your standings to go forward. I hope that gives you enough to go on. If at any time you you can close this particular application. So if it crashes or you accidentally close it, you can just close it down, reopen it,
NLT Helper.
and it will remember the previous. Let's go and show here. It remembers all the previous details. What it won't do is that if you have anything like the next race in there, you'll have to redo the next race command and go from there. So please let us know if there's any comments, fixes, things you'd like to see different. There are things that I'd like to do in the future in terms of setting up race days and so forth so that you can automate it, but unfortunately there's limitations on the amount of information I can get from Next Level Timing at the moment. However, thank you to Blaine for Next Level Timing. It is an awesome application, and I would really love it if in the future he takes this particular work and makes this project obsolete. Thanks very much.